Well, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, this seems to be very, very disappointing news that I'm going to be bringing you today. Sorry for the squeak, that's my microphone. But Godzilla vs. Kong sequel. Plot details have now been revealed, and it seems to indicate that we're only going to be getting Kong. Which is a real shame. I'm not one of these individuals that just wants Godzilla moving forwards, but Godzilla started this universe. He is the reason most people choose to watch these films, by and large. Understand Kong obviously has his fans, but Godzilla is a much more compelling creature, I think, personally. And I also don't think the films have done him justice as yet. I mean, if we look at 2014's Godzilla, deemed, primarily a villain right the way up until the very end of the film, almost. Then, you have Godzilla King of the Monsters, where he's praised as a force for good. And then after that, he's just essentially becoming some sort of neutral / villain thing. But disappointing, really. Whereas, if you look at Kong, this will be his third movie. In each and every single film, he's portrayed as a sympathetic character, in those films. And I don't know, I just don't see much compelling about this. I'll watch it, and I'm sure it will be good, actually. I'm a big fan of these Monsterverse films. I'm just a giant child, really. I've got Godzilla figures on my desk around me, but I don't have Kong figures. Godzilla's a much more compelling titan to explore, and when you explore the world through Godzilla's eyes, I believe you're able to do an awful lot more. Kong's not as tough as Godzilla. He's never been as tough as Godzilla. So you can put up King Ghidorah against a Godzilla type, and he has some hope of winning. Kong, he'd be destroyed. So I think this is unfortunate, and I think this is an unfortunate direction that Legendary are going in. So the Monsterverse has so far consisted of Godzilla King of the Monsters, Kong Skull Island, and then Godzilla vs. Kong. Now obviously, Godzilla vs. Kong, it was a box office hit. It did very, very well, especially in the pandemic era. So much so that Legendary were really, really annoyed because they think that they could have earned more money. Excuse me. It's my COVID cough. I am actually recovering from the Rona. Now, there's understandably a lot of excitement for the upcoming sequel, though it has become clear that those hoping for a rematch could be disappointed. Now, I was never hoping for a rematch. I think rematch was far too soon. Super, super dumb. Not something you should be doing at all, actually. Now, Toho is believed to be focusing its efforts on making a new Godzilla movie, potentially meaning the end is nigh for that titan in this world. Now, Toho, the rights deal with Toho never meant that they had to stop making Godzilla movies. They were actually always able to make Godzilla movies, and I stand by what I've said in the past. I think Toho were doing this very strategically. They allowed Godzilla to come to more prominence in the Western world. They were literally being paid for another company to market their fantastic product to the world, because Legendary had to pay for the rights to use Godzilla, and Toho could just sit back and enjoy the fact that Godzilla became more mainstream whilst getting money for it. So, but part of that rights deal meant that, they never had to stop making Godzilla movies. They didn't have to. So, interesting that, people are saying, well, they should be making a Godzilla movie, so maybe that's why Godzilla's not going to be in Legendary's universe. And there is some credence to that. Now, rumour has it that the follow-up could be Son of Kong, though with the director using Adam Wingard, using Origins as the movie's codename, there's been a lot of speculation about when and where this story takes place. But we get this now from the Aussie government. No, they don't say good day. Watch out for them dingo droppings. So the highly anticipated Godzilla vs. Kong sequel is the latest international blockbuster to be drawn to film in Australia, with the production set to receive $16 million in funding under the Australian government's highly successful $540 million location incentive. It's a tax break. I'm doing this for money. Now here's the important part. The fifth film in the Monsterverse franchise will see Kong defend the Earth from the unusual and dangerous creatures that threaten his new home. Two things. It's only saying Kong. That's one. But secondly, how can Kong defend the Earth when he's actually defending his new home, which is the Hollow Earth? Unless those titans, those dangerous creatures, are trying to head up to the top of the planet surface, I guess. I don't really know. To me, it doesn't make an awful lot of sense. I mean, they seem to indicate that they couldn't make their way out of the Hollow Earth because of the gravitational pull and things like that. Or maybe that was just humans that couldn't. It doesn't make any sense. Now, again, that's really disappointing. I mean, to me, that sounds like a very, very short-sighted approach to a movie. Inherently, the Hollow Earth is an interesting place, but there's no real risk there. There's just not. There's no risk to the human characters in the Hollow Earth. And you'll never have a movie just from Kong's perspective and things like that. So those going, well, this could be really good because it could be really low-key, blah, 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 blah. I mean, it's just wrong. Like, there will be human characters and they'll be in the Hollow Earth, but there won't be any real risk to them at this point. And I think that's really disappointing. So as expected, it sounds like the plan is for Kong and or his son to protect the Hollow Earth. An intriguing premise and one that may shift the focus away from monsters rampaging through cities. But again, that adds risk to the world, it adds consequence. And, you know, how the fuck does Kong have a son? Like, come on. Chances are Godzilla won't appear. This is what is now doing the rumour mill. But they say here, but that doesn't necessarily mean we won't see other familiar beasts throughout the course of this adventure. Now, I actually really like Legendary's own creations. You know, I like them. I think they do a good job creating their own stuff. But it's just a bit of a shame, really. You know, I'd like to see, where's Rodan? I'd like to see Rodan back. Where's, Mothra? Mothra had an egg. I'd like to see that back. There's so much stuff I'd like to see. And unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get it. So this is disappointing news. Personally, I obviously will remain positive about this, but this is slightly unfortunate. So let me know what you guys think down below. Would you want just Kong moving forwards in the Monsterverse? Do you think that this signifies that? Or are you like me? And realistically, you think the king of the monsters should be leading the Monsterverse? Let me know down below. Also, ladies and gentlemen, consider checking out my Teespring store. Supporting the channel via this way does go a long way, but also not only that, you do get to wear some awesome merch. These are one-of-a-kind designs designed for me by my graphic designer. We of course have our Clown World line, which is in mugs, hoodies, t-shirts. We've got Space Jeebus, and then for something a little bit different, we of course have right down at the bottom right here, we have our Pulsar GTIR. Also, ladies and gentlemen, consider checking out and supporting my second channel, which is Car Nonsense. This is a vlog and car channel. You can find links to this in the description box, along with my Teespring. Please do consider supporting.